Yeah, audio input, yes. I think it should be there now. Let's see. You guys cannot see. Oh, okay, wait. Why does this exist? Hmm. Hmm. Okay, my heavy breathing is also very much. Hmm. Okay, my heavy breathing is also very much. Yep, that's enough.
Globalize the intifada is the catchphrase that's really catching
Yeah.
on these days, as if worldwide suicide bombing and
What is Intifada? The Palestinian uprising against Israeli occupation of West Bank and Gaza Strip. Ah, fuck off.
cosplaying Islamic revolutionaries is the answer to our problems? At an AOC Bernie Sanders rally in Idaho last month, someone threw a Palestinian flag over an American flag, and the crowd erupted.
Wow, look who's doing it.
इतनी चैट ही नहीं खुली. वो ये चैट कैसे खोलते हैं? नो. यूट्यूब लाइव कौन? ओ चैट है ये. यूट्यूब लाइव कंट्रोल पैनल. यस.
There are two groups of people in our society that cause all of our problems. 99% of our problems can be isolated down to two groups of people. Isn't it crazy how often that's true? Wow. What are the odds?
बात तो सही है. There are only two groups in every country that are the problem. If those two groups do not exist in those specific countries, and internal conflict will most probably go away. इंडिया में I just I won't say which group, but everyone knows which one. But even though India में तो चलता रहेगा internal conflict. When you have like 1.4 billion people, internal conflict will happen. And then America is just a fucking retarded country. It's the best, but it's retarded. But if I were to say in India, if you remove, first of all, there's a lot of work to be done when it comes to Hindus. For example, the caste division that needs to go away. But since the caste division in itself is a vote bank, like Dalits are a separate vote bank than Brahmins, so the government can't just make that radical of a decision because then they lose the next election. And for every government, staying in power is the number one priority. Staying in power is the number one priority for every government.
In approval What should have happened after that is one of the adults on stage should have told their young, loyal followers, this is not a symbol of freedom. This is.
ये तो ठीक है. क्या दे रहा था मैं? Yes.
Our legacy systems like Pechoras and IF Summer, which we have recently acquired, and some were neutralized by the Garud snipers. There was no damage on ground from these incursions and these mass raids, if I could call them, from the Pakistani side. However, following these relentless attacks on our air bases, on our forward positions, and on our civilian targets, this was time to convey some message to our adversaries.
Damn.
And therefore, a decision was taken to strike where it would hurt. And towards that, in a swift, coordinated, calibrated attack, we struck his air bases, command centers, military infrastructure, air defense systems across the entire Western Front. The bases we struck include Chaklala, Rafiki.
Do they have a list of bases they struck? Wait a minute, let me just display capture कहाँ है? Hmm. Fucking hell. Hmm.
And mind you, Chaklala is Islamabad.
This struck is okay. We struck Islamabad. Where is there a list? Ito, this fucking comment section of every post, every political post on Twitter, it's like, क्या है ये भाई? ठीक है. It's for first of all a parody account, fucking parody accounts, भाई. They just keep on spamming like they won't respond to this. Like no one has given the list of where all these military bases were, for example, Islamabad and whatnot. They'll just keep on these few posts like one, this. I'll count more, and you'll find them in every Twitter post. They're not a lot on this one, and then you'll have shoulder knee surgeon who see I do love the sentiment they have, like supporting our own country when it comes to this. The Indian army has brought Pakistan to its knees, and just when the pressure peaked, the USA stepped in not to save Pakistan but to save billion-dollar defense market. That is a point to notice. That is a good point indeed. But when you talk about a Twitter post like this, I don't see many people asking, okay, where are the bases? What's the significance of those particular bases? What's the supply chain of that bases? For example, Karachi port. If you destroy Karachi port, you'll be able to disrupt the supply chain of drones that Pakistan is using. Sorry, not Karachi. Is it? Yeah, Karachi port only. Yeah.
raids, if I could call them, from the Pakistani side. However, following these relentless attacks on our air bases, on our forward positions, and on our civilian targets, this was time.
Can I use hashtags to actually improve my reach? Can I? Is there any edit option for my broadcast? What is studio mode? Okay. Um. Oh, it has fading and whatnot. No, I don't need studio mode. I need broadcast settings. Stream. Nah. अरे यार I've seen लोग बीच बीच में लाइव स्ट्रीम में चेंज कर तो देते हैं. How is that done? Fucking hell. बहनचोद मैं इंजीनियर हूँ. God damn. Yeah, whatever.
To convey some message to our adversaries.
Nuke is trending in India. Wow.
And therefore, a decision was taken to strike where it would hurt. And towards that, in a swift, coordinated, calibrated attack, we struck his air bases, command centers, military infrastructure, air defense systems across the entire Western Front. The bases we struck include Chaklala, Rafiki, and mind you, Chaklala is Islamabad.
So I'm okay. I'm assuming this is the entire airstrip. Yep. The big ass airstrip. This is. They have a. They have a Muslim town right next to the airbase. Shah Sultan. क्या नाम है भाई ये? What the fuck is all this? So this is the airbase. How deep is this airbase? Okay, it's in range only. So if you're talking about the PF airbase, this is where they can deploy their fighter jets from. So this will hurt them. It's very close to our coastal line, not coastal line, our border. They have Gujarat in Pakistan. Excuse me. Excuse me. They have Gujarat in Pakistan. No way. अब की बार मोदी सरकार. No fucking way. Gujarat online shopping. What? What the fuck is this? Instead of scanning and uploading a PDF, उससे फोन से फोटो खींच के डाल दी गूगल पे. What is Green Valley here? Pakistan is a very ugly country, bhai. As an Indian, I know we Indians also have a lot of ugly places, but we're a very beautiful country. जैसे अगर मैं इस आदमी को कहीं ड्रॉप करूँ पाकिस्तान में झेनाब रिवर, ओए बहनचो ड्रॉप ही नहीं कर सकता मैं. कहाँ ड्रॉप करूँ? यहाँ करता हूँ. What the fuck is this? This is There's not even a ये कीचड़ है यहाँ पे. लोग कैसे जाते हैं, आते जाते कैसे भाई? दिल्ली में जो झुग्गी झोपड़ियाँ होती है वो ऐसी होती है. एंड दिस इज अ रिवर साइड. एटलीस्ट आई थिंक द रिवर इज नॉट polluted और गंदगी तो नहीं दिख रही इतनी. दिस इज टू अगली. लेट्स सी इफ वी कैन फाइंड अ ब्यूटीफुल प्लेस इन पाकिस्तान. अबे वो करते हैं ना, ड्रॉपिंग until I find an ugly or beautiful place. पहले इंडिया में चलते हैं भाई, खुद की ही देश देखते हैं. व्हाट द फक, इतने सारे कहाँ से आ गए. लेट्स गो. कहाँ चले भाई, यहाँ चलते हैं. पंजाब. ओके. नॉट वेरी डिफरेंट, नॉट वेरी डिफरेंट फ्रॉम, नेवर माइंड. गंदगी तो यहाँ पे भी है. डैम. एटलीस्ट रोड है यहाँ पे, वहाँ पे रोड नहीं थी लास्ट टाइम जहाँ देखा था हमने. ओह ओके. एक्सपैंड अगेन. अरे इसको मैं बंद कर इसे. लेट्स गो. जयपुर. जयपुर में तो मैं रहा हूँ बहुत. आई मीन ओके. एटलीस्ट कचड़ा नहीं है आसपास. ये बस क्या कर रही है यहाँ पे. ये बस कहाँ जा रही है. व्हाट इज द प्लान है, प्लान ऑफ एक्शन क्या है. ओए कुत्ता. वीपीएम गार्डन. ठीक है ये. दिस इज नॉट जयपुर. आई डोंट थिंक दिस इज जयपुर. व्हाट इज दिस. मुझे हिंदी पढ़नी नहीं आती, सॉरी. लेट्स गो. गुजरात में चले देते हैं. अबे भैंचो, मेरा देश इतना अगली कब से हो गया. फकिंग हेल. आई एम जस्ट डिस्प्रूविंग माय ओन पॉइंट. इससे बढ़िया थोड़ा पहाड़ों में चलते हैं. पकड़ा अरुणाचल प्रदेश. आई एम डन. आई एम डन. दिस इज, this was not expected. This did not go as planned. Fuck it, let's go Uttarakhand. Oh, this is nice. This is a nice. ये भाई let it go bro. Just let the car go. 20 साल हो गए इस गाड़ी को निकले हुए. Let the car go man. ओके शायद पहाड़ है तो पहाड़ तो ठीक ही होते हैं. ओए छोटू, कहीं और जा. ओए, आई डिड नॉट नो आई कुड डू दिस. वेरी ब्यूटीफुल प्लेस इंडीड. वो ज़्यादा ही धूप में ली गई है ये तस्वीर. काश धूप में नहीं ले गई होती इतनी. चल यहाँ चल. Why is this NH? This is not a highway. Don't call it NH 30. Oh damn. We're close, guys. We're close. Oh नहीं, पीछे आ गया मैं. Viewpoint. Yes. See, our country is beautiful. It's actually very nice, very pretty. चला जाता हूँ यहाँ पे घूमने, बट पैसे नहीं है. डोनेट कर दो प्लीज. डैम भाई. हमारा देश सुंदर तो है भाई, लोग खराब कर देते हैं बस जगहों को. थिंक इट्स द पीपल. इट्स अ पीपल प्रॉब्लम. बट एटलीस्ट वेर यूनाइटेड. एक और जगह हिमाचल में लेके चलते हैं यार. ओए अभी कहाँ लेके गए थे हम, मैं भूल गया. इट्स अ गुड व्यू. दिस इज अ वेरी गुड व्यू. यहाँ पे बस थोड़ा रोड मेंटेनेंस इज वेरी मच नीडेड. बट अदर देन दैट इट्स वेरी नाइस. थोड़ी कंस्ट्रक्शन वगैरह करा दो मतलब भाई. यू आर नॉट गोना सेव अ लॉट ऑफ मनी. यू आर गोना एटलीस्ट मेक मोर मनी. अगर यहाँ पे तुमने ढाबा खोल रखा है, दावा होम स्टे, इफ यू एक्चुअली इन्वेस्ट लाइक 2-3 करोड़ लगा दे भाई इसमें, लोन वोन लेके. इंस्टेड ऑफ गैम्बलिंग ऑन ड्रीम 11, यहाँ पे 2-3 करोड़ लगा लोन वोन लेके, अच्छी सी एक होम स्टे बना. यू विल एक्चुअली बी एबल टू मेक इवन. 37 रिव्यूज. 4.9 तो बिल्कुल नहीं है ये. दिस इज नॉट 4.9 एट ऑल. यप, दिस इज नॉट 4.9 एट ऑल. अरे भाई. सो व्हाट अ नाइस प्लेस. डैम. अबे मस्त भाई. यहाँ पे झरना वो क्या है, नदी वदी बह रही है. झरना तो नहीं बोलते इसे. झरना इज वाटरफॉल आई थिंक. या दिस इज नॉट वाटरफॉल. 2024 गूगल. वाटरमार्क नहीं चाहिए था मुझे. बी इन द फकिंग स्काई. वाटरमार्क भी कहाँ पर है. डैम. So this is indeed a good. So okay, we have good mountains. At least, yeah, we have good mountains. What the fuck is this? Is this okay? This might be. Is that Splitsvilla written? Oh no, it's Spitivilla. Okay, never mind. कुछ तो बात है अपने देश में. गंदी सी गंदी जगह और अच्छी सी अच्छी जगह दोनों मिल जाएगी. A very nice place indeed. भाई बट मेनलैंड में इतनी पहाड़ों में तो ठीक है बट मेनलैंड में इतनी नहीं मिलेगी अच्छी जगह है. That is the unfortunate part. But if I drop it in fucking yep, yep, beautiful Pakistan. Shakil Afri, I'm guessing his name is Afridi. Shakil Afridi. So okay, this guy invested so much in this house, forgot that this also exists. Plus, if I keep going further, yep, there it is. There it fucking is. इनके घर कहीं जाता होगा सारा कचड़ा यहाँ पे. भाई रोड भी टूटी हुई है भाई. रोड भी टूटी हुई है. वेर पाकिस्तान में और कहाँ ड्रॉप कर सकते हैं भाई यहाँ क्या है. ओके. ओके वाओ. Someone posted a photo as a 360 view. Got it. Very nice. As expected from Pakistan. Islamabad के आसपास जाता रहा. ओ भाई. Is this Google? Is VIP is written. ये तो इन्होंने इंडस चुराया हुआ पार्ट है भाई. वापस कर दो तो हमारा ये सब. जगह तो अच्छी है लोग बहुत बेकार है. Where else can I go in Pakistan? ये क्या है? Where the fuck am I? ओए मैं मस्जिद के साइड में इतनी गंदगी. भाई इन औरतों को किडनैप कर लिया है गूगल वाले आदमी ने. पक्का इन और क्या बेचते हैं ये लोग. भाई ये क्या है ये. इनके यहाँ कोक वोक नहीं है क्या. फैंटा तो है इनके यहाँ. कोक भी है इनके यहाँ. ये क्या है. इज दिस पुरानी वाली स्प्राइट. डैम भाई तो स्टोन एज टाइप स्ट्रक्चर्स हैं यार. दिस इज वेरी वेरी ओल्ड. इवन द डॉग्स देयर आर. इट्स मिसिंग एन आई and it is probably not able to use its leg as well. का मस्जिद. इनके यहाँ गाड़ियाँ भी बड़ी पुरानी होती हैं. इनके यहाँ ओमनी बहुत ज़्यादा फेवरेट है इनके यहाँ अपेरेंटली. ओ ये इसका बच्चा. वो बच्चा है ही नहीं. ये प्राइम लेके क्यों घूम रहा है. और बच्चा चाय बेच रहा है इनका. भाई ये बढ़िया है. ये लोग हो गए मोदी जी से इंस्पायर. और उन्होंने बोला बच्चा जैसी पैदा होगा वैसी चाय की ठेली लगा दूंगा उसके लिए यहाँ पे. डैम. और उन्हें फिर उसे प्राइम मिनिस्टर बनाएगा. वो प्राइम मिनिस्टर अपना टर्म कभी खत्म नहीं कर पाएगा. जेल चला जाएगा. ये गुड प्लानिंग आई वुड से. Who is this guy in this ad? But Google always, is this automated? I think it is automated because Google is always, it's very good at blurring faces. फेस डिटेक्शन करके इन्होंने ब्लर कर दिया भाई. शक्ल नहीं दिखाते. वरना स्मैश और पास खेलना शुरू हो रहा था मैं. ओके. वेयर एल्स. भाई महाराष्ट्र में चलते अपने यहाँ पे. अपने यहाँ पे इतना भाई. इफ यू वांना जज which country is more open and free and like just better when it comes to treating foreign investments especially. They like Google is a foreign investment. They probably came from Google office, then told us, okay, we're gonna drive around the entire country and we're gonna make sure it's on our maps. Ugh. So this is a free country. This is free enterprise right here. They cannot go further than this, not like here and all that, because it's first of all it's not reachable. It's mountains. We can go to Ladakh. Okay, Ladakh is in Oh, what the fuck happened here? So Ladakh is in shambles. Good to see. Okay, Choglas. Is this part of India? I don't know if that was it POK? LOC कहाँ है चौथ? कारगिल तो ये है. अरे माँ की चूत भाई ये लोग. श्रीनगर चलते हैं भाई. Again, an image posted as what the fuck does a photopath mean? I'm also photopath. I like beating my meat to photos. ये क्या है? ये पाकिस्तान साइड है ना यहाँ तो. यहाँ पर क्या है? How the fuck did Google reach here? गूगल पहुंचा कैसे यहाँ पे? कहाँ खड़ा है ये आदमी? This is very, very, very beautiful, by the way. But how did this guy? How did he? Oh, here he is. What is he doing? No one knows. What is that? Is that salt? What is? No, it's not salt. It's fucking snow. My bad. They blurred this for some reason. Nice place, but I don't think this is a livable condition. How do people live around here? What is that Chinese looking structure? Wakasali. The fuck am I watching by? What was the point of the stream? I fucking forgot. ले में यहाँ पे उतरते हैं. ओ वी आर समवेयर. वी आर समवेयर. यहाँ पे लोग बाइक से जाते हैं भाई. आई डोंट थिंक यहाँ पे जाते होंगे. आई डोंट थिंक गांड फट जाती होगी यहाँ तो बाइक चलाने में. क्या ही है? चंगला कैफेटेरिया. इज दैट द वॉशरूम? आर यू सपोज टू लाइक जंप ओवर टू गेट टू द वॉशरूम? क्या ये एक दो तीन चार वॉशरूम है भाई? ये चौथे वाले तो प्लेटफॉर्म ही नहीं है भाई. सोचो भाई, तुम टट्टी करके अगर मस्त भाई कभी कभार ऐसा होता है कि भाई ऐसी टट्टी आती है कि तुम्हारा सर डिजी हो जाता है. दैट्स अ गुड शिट. दैट मींस यू लॉस्ट 2-3 kgs इन दैट शिट. और तुम आती थी तो भाई तुम पैंट ऊपर कर रहे हो, तुम्हारे टट्टे बाहर हैं, और तुम वहां से गिर जाओ नीचे. कैसे आओगे ऊपर? ये तो पानी लग रहा है मेरे को. पहली बात कितनी लगेगी भाई? पत्थर वत्थर है यहाँ पे. तुम्हारे तुम्हारे कच्चे में स्नो घुस जाएगी. यहाँ पे फुटप्रिंट्स तो बहुत हैं. लगता है लोगों के साथ हुआ है बहुत ये. आई एम अ डिटेक्टिव, समवॉट ऑफ अ डिटेक्टिव. यस. आई शुड एक्चुअली ट्रैवल मोर. शुड एक्चुअली ट्रैवल मोर. यहाँ पे एक स्विफ्ट स्विफ्ट डिजायर हर जगह दिख जाएगी इस देश में. कहीं भी मैं आई कैन चैलेंज यू गाइस कि मैं कहीं भी मैं यहाँ पे इस छोटू को गिराऊं, यू विल सी अ स्विफ्ट डिजायर wherever I drop this. Let's go to around Maharashtra somewhere. Oh, यहाँ पे गाड़ी दीजिए, बहुत बड़ी बात है. Let's go to Lucknow. Fucking hell, Lucknow is dirty as shit भाई. बट यहाँ एक स्विफ्ट तो दिखेगी मुझे. आई एम प्रिटी श्योर. मारुति तो दिख गई. वैगनर वैगनर भी हर जगह दिखेगी तुम्हें इस देश में. ये स्विफ्ट है क्या? नहीं, आई 10 है. नहीं, स्विफ्ट दिखा दो मुझे. वैगनर फिर से. आई शुड हैव सेड वैग. व्हाट द फक इज हैपनिंग इन दिस कार? पीछे चलो थोड़ा. अबे इतने में वो गाड़ी यहाँ से यहाँ आ गई. वो कितनी स्पीड में भगा रहा है ये? ओए गायब हो गया. ओए. फकिंग वैगनर गायब हो गई. व्हाट द फक. ओए एक और वैगनर. भाई वैगनर स्पॉटिंग पेज ऐप से. जिसने भी एक्सयूवी खरीदे बेचारे ने एक्सयूवी की गाड़ मार रखी है. टैक्सी बना होगा अपने दोस्तों का. ओ एक मिनट, वो पीछे चली की गाड़ी. एक्सक्यूज मी. एक्सक्यूज मी. ये वैगनर पीछे क्यों जा रही है? व्हाट द फक, दिस वैगनर इज रिवर्सिंग. दिस वैगनर डेड एज रिवर्सिंग. भाई यहाँ पे घुस जाता, ये निकल जाता. नो फकिंग वे. क्या है बस क्या? भाई फिर गायब हो गई. व्हाट द फक. माय गॉड. टेम्पो. भाई स्विफ्ट देखनी थी मुझे. बैंड चो तो वैगनर दिखा दी. चलो. द चैलेंज हैज चेंज. The challenge is now to drop this little person here and we will see a Wagner in Rajasthan somewhere. This is where child marriages happen. So, very low accurate place this is. Where the fuck am I? Is that a tractor? I lost where I was. What am I doing here? Yeah, that is a tractor. वैगनर 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 दिल्ली के आसपास देखते हैं. बेचारा भाई सुबह सुबह उठा होगा नहाने हगने और गाड़ी की फोटो लेके चली गई. कचड़ा भाई. इस देश में कचड़ा. ओए. स्विफ्ट. इज दिस सिलेरियो? स्विफ्ट. ओमनी. वो तो रास्ते ही बंद है. क्या कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे? वैगनार. यस. यस वी सॉ बोथ. वी सॉ वी सॉ वैगनार एंड वी सॉ स्विफ्ट. ठीक है. वन चेक पॉइंट डन. बैंड चो हटना. एक और बार. एक और बार. कहाँ कहाँ गिराएगा? कहाँ पे गाड़ियाँ मिलेंगी हमें सबसे ज्यादा? कैब्स कहाँ चलती हैं? यूपी. भाई मुझे बाइक नहीं दे बहन चोद. गिर गया क्या कैमरा तेरा? ओए. ओए ई रिक्शा. गिरा दे बहन चो ब्रिथ नीचे ई रिक्शा को. आई फकिंग हेट ई रिक्शास. बिहार. बिहार में तो गाड़ी दिख जाए बहुत बड़ी. और वैगनर से साइड में वैगनर खड़ी है. वाओ. अगेन ऑल्टो. आई डोंट नो. दिस इज वॉल्क्सवैगन. यस. आई थिंक. पंजाब अगेन. ये कहाँ आ गया मैं? डी मार्ट. पंजाब में डी मार्ट है. माय गॉड, आई कुडंट नेवर गेस्ड. भैया इतना टट्टी कर दिया किसी ने यहाँ पे. स्विफ्ट एरी. डस्टर कौन चलाता है भैया? स्विफ्ट तो दिख गया, मैं वैगनर भी दिखनी चाहिए आसपास. Well, there has never been a single instance where I took out my car and I did not see a Wagner. Why is it so difficult to find it here? होगी भाई, I believe in my country. एक ना एक वैगनर तो होगी आसपास. Did I just? Wow, हम शोरूम पहुंच गए. Literally, we reached the source. यहाँ से निकलते पूरे देश की वैगनर. Yes. हाँ भाई, मैं क्या कर रहा था? Yes.
Rahim Yar Khan, Sucker, sending a clear message that aggression will not be tolerated. This was followed by strikes at Sargoda, Bholari, Jacobabad.
पैंट उतारने का मन कर रहा मुझे.
We also struck the C2 centers at Murid, the UAE complex at Murid, Rafiki, radar at Chunia, which I will show you, Rahim Yar Khan airfield, and the unmanned combat aerial vehicle hangar at Sucker.
By unmanned area combat, aerial combat vehicle, he means a drone.
I would like to reiterate here that we have the capability to target every system at these bases and more. However, it was only a measured response to instill good wisdom to our adversary to refrain from further escalation. IF response was directed only at military installations, avoiding civilian and collateral damage. I would now like to show you some of the effects that have been achieved as a result of our air operation. Here is the Pasrur air defense system, if you could see. Zoomed up view, this is the radar mounted on a high tower. And after the strike, thank you. Can you hear me? Yeah, thank you. And after the strike, this is what has happened. This radar has been taken out, completely burnt. Next slide, please.
That's a very controlled damage, by the way. If you're dropping anything that far across the border without actually crossing the, did we do an airstrike? I don't know. But actually dropping that pinpoint and then just, you see, there is no collateral damage here. These two buildings or whatever bunkers or whatever there are, they are undamaged, by the way. The path leading to this defense system is also undamaged. It's just that the defense system is damaged.
Has been taken out, completely
That is precision.
burnt.
I did not know we could do that.
Next slide, please. The Chunia air defense radar, which was taken out on 7th and 8th. This is the radar site. A blown up.
You see, none of these structures, one, two, three, four, none of these are damaged. There is no collateral damage. There is just a precision strike. And a precision strike is not an act of war, by the way.
Photograph once again.
I mean, the country would decide what's an act of war, but fucking Pakistan. They can't decide if they want to marry the sister or not, let alone a fucking act of war.
On a tower, not very clear, but what you see very clearly is the after effect after we have struck. The radar head has been completely decapitated. Next slide, please. Arifwala air defense radar. In this complex, you see how it looked before, blown up. image and after really blown up. Next,
He said blown up image and then really blown up image.
and after blown up
Yeah, this is blown up.
image and after really blown up.
Really blown up.
Next. Now coming to Sargodha airfield. Remember, this is one of their important airfields
Yeah, this is a very famous airfield. I've heard a lot about this. I don't know in which context
wherein
though.
they have a lot of assets, F-16s,
Ah, yes, F-16s.
other assets which they keep getting, training institutes. And we have stuck this airfield. It is not, if you zoom in here, then one impact point here on the runway and second impact point of our weapon, precision weapon on the runway. And if you see this blown up, repairing going on, same here. Next, Rahimyar Khan. This is the area we have stuck, a deep.
So a lot of doubt will be occurring here. Said why not blow up the whole strip and just the area one? First of all, because we cannot waste time in their airfield or in their airspace if we dropped it by, let's say, an airstrike. So then we cannot waste a lot of time dropping missiles or any type of weaponry through the entire strip. It takes a lot of time to to make them efficiently uh, force them out of service very efficiently. You just go for T points. You go for connection points that probably breaking the airstrip in half, because mind you, they cannot take off now from these airfields. They cannot take off. And all this, see these cargo trucks and whatnot in this building. They're storing cargo trucks, basically supply trucks or maybe some armory as well. So if there are only three critical points on this airstrip. First is obviously the runway. So you broke the runway in half. They cannot take off. Even if they try to take off, it's going to be very risky. They might damage their own F-16s. First of all, they don't even know how to fly F-16s properly. They blow themselves up a lot, and that is a very repetitive theme with Islam. But moving on, the area 2, this is probably more critical than area 1, just because all the supplies, all the refueling, and probably a lot of important stuff is in this building. I'm gonna categorize it as important stuff. So if you blow this up, this is also out of commission. So if you have to repair, you'll have to restock all the cargo here, all the fucking trucks, fuel, armory, everything, and then rebuild this whole entire building, and then move on to the airstrip.
Strike out here and one complex here. So this is how it looked before, and same, you see a big crater, another crater.
Also, because we do not want to escalate it, that's why we only targeted those two areas. We could have, if we wanted to, we could have blown up the entire airstrip, and they would not be able to recover from that. But then they are fucking impulsive. It's a very impulsive country. It's probably the most impulsive country which has nuclear power. Pakistan is, I stand by that. It's the most impulsive country with a nuclear power, so you cannot take risks to that extent.
Here, and this complex, after strike, neutralized. Next, Chaklala airfield, Noor Khan, once
Oh, we just dropped the little guy in Chaklala around, like outskirts of Chaklala.
again a major air base, a lot of their logistic assets out here. This was the chosen complex that we needed to.
So, okay. These two are probably the hangars, so we did not damage their aircrafts, I'm assuming. This is a complex where the every, like, your maintenance tools, your armory, your weaponry and whatnot is stored. And then this is like, why I say this is the hangar, because they can probably go and start taking off from here. Start taking off from here. This is the complex, you go there and start taking off from here. So if you want to completely force this airbase out of service, this is the first point, this is the second point, this is the third point. That's all you need. I mean, if you want to target the operation center, that's up to you. This is easily rebuildable. If you want them to actually not be able to rebuild this, then you target the operation as well. So four strikes, one, two, three, and four. So that's out of service.
We intended to strike and convey a message. Next slide, please. This is how it looked before, and this is how it looked after our strike.
Right. Don't analyze that. Okay, so this is the complex. Is probably these trucks are probably the fuel trucks. Um, cannot make much more
And
of
this is
it.
how it looked after our strike.
It's all gone.
Next, Sakar. We chose the radar site at Sakar. This is the radar site, and
So, funnily enough, we're targeting the radars because they are using that radars to send drones, kamikaze drones onto us, and they just crash them, and then they killed actually 10 civilians after the Pahalgam strike. The civilian casualty was 10 in Jammu. So yeah,
after it was struck, this is the aftermath,
I think 15,
completely burnt out.
not 10.
Next, please. Aircraft shelter.
Oh, they just destroyed the hangar.
This is how it looked before the strike, and this is how it looked after the strike.
They just flattened
The
the
roof
hangar.
of the buildings completely caved in and burnt. Next. Bolari Airfield.
This is a very shit airfield, by the way. Where are the is these the hangars? Are the yeah these are the hangars.
Aircraft hangar. This is how it looked before, and this is how it looked after the precision.
These are all warning shots, by the way. These were not intended to do damage or any substantial amount of damage to the airstrips because we want it to be non-escalatory as well as we want them to be reminded. We want them to remind them of that we can fuck you over a lot,
Strike.
way more than
Next.
you can ever. That has been proven throughout history. So this is also an aircraft hangar that targeted. Hmm. So this is still minimal damage, not a lot. Some.
Jacobabad. Aircraft hangar, and this is how it looked after. Next. So what
So okay, he's concluding.
I'm trying to convey.
Okay, he just cut off there. So the conclusion was that they tried a lot targeting our air bases, our military infrastructure, our civilians as well, and we walled off every single thing. We just targeted like if I open the map, fuck off. For example, in Islamabad, any base will be here along this line, along this line. We did not go further inside the country or to the Karachi port. We just along the border where the activity was at its peak. It's usually there. It's the main activities, peak activities happen around here. They cross the border and then they just do they read the Quran and blow up or whatever. So we did this as just as a show of power, just as a show, nothing else. They and they got panicked, like they were panicking a lot, and then they started targeting Jammu, Srinagar, every base along here. A lot of these bases, even in Punjab, that's where my dad is posted, and then even they targeted even Punjab and failed. Failed in Punjab, failed in Jammu Kashmir, failed in everywhere along this line. They even tried targeting New Delhi. For example, if they launch it, let's say from around Multan, it travels from Punjab to Haryana to Delhi and got intercepted in Haryana. I had no idea that we had defense systems in Haryana. But apparently we do. And this is a very tactically smart area to put your air defense system because then it can cover if you go through the whole radius and go till Ganganagar. There might be one. There is one in Ganganagar as well. So Ganganagar one is gonna be circling this area. Haryana one is gonna be circling this whole Delhi NCR till Meerut, I think. So it works in radiuses, And there's no one in my chat. I don't know who I'm talking to. But yes, this is good. The Air Marshal avoided answering the question on Indian Air Force combat losses asked by the Hindu correspondent. Our pilots are back home, is what he said apparently, but there might be. There, I will not blindly trust them, even though my dad is in the forces, but they might. See, as a country, we have never ever, you know, tried to be deluded by our power or be delusional about our power. So, if they're not reporting any casualty, there's a high chance there is no casualty. Right? For example, if there is any combatant casualty, for example, our pilots uh, getting captured or the, taken down during the process, we will report it. We do not need to show power because at the end of the day, we're not looking for international validation. We're not looking for international help. We're just telling people to just shut the fuck up and stay out of our way. That's all we want. India as a country is so self-sufficient when it comes to defending its own land. Doesn't matter under which regime, under Congress regime where we won the Kargil war as well, we were able to defend ourselves quite excellently. We can still do it, we'll continue to do it. But Pakistan will lie about its power just so that it can get validation from the international press, and it will play the victim card as well to get validation from international press because international press loves showing the victim cards of Islam and Muslims. For example, in Gaza, they love showing Gaza as the victim. They love showing Pakistan as victims. I don't know why. It might be some moral high ground. It might be a political difference because in the West, political difference is very bipolar. It's not like our country where a lot of our issues and a lot of our divisions are not very on extremes. They're not on extremes. But in the West, it's very extreme. It's either left or right. And I guess if one party supports Israel, the other party has to kind of support Gaza. That's how they probably think they're fucking retards. So my point was that we will never falsely report anything. Our government institute, I'm 90% sure we might not. I don't know how internal politics works, but I'm 90% sure we will never ever undercount or overcount casualties. That is just not what we do. That is against our uh, values. That's against our values. That's against our habits. That's against our behavior for both parties. It might be UP or it might be the NDA alliance or BJP, whatever you want to call it. Wait, I just saw. Doesn't matter if we lost our jets. They are not to worship unless we are prepared to accept losses of men and machine. We should not go to war. We're not at war, by the way. This is not a war. A war is if we're deploying infantry on ground and trying to invade Pakistan. That is when the war starts. The war does not start with strike. A strike, taking out air bases, taking out terrorist camps. It's not a war. These are just operations. And first of all, if we are at war, both countries, Pakistan and India, will declare war. The draft will start, and then Mr. Jawaharlal Nehru, the parody account, or Nehru, the OG boss, whatever you want to call yourself, you probably whoever you just dude hiding behind the screen, but that's okay. But when the time comes to get drafted, you will run away. I'm hoping you will not. I would like to give you the benefit of the doubt. I think you're a good man. This doesn't undermine the spectacular performance of our forces. Yeah, you are a good man. Especially in the air domain, we are actually uh, we're very efficient, we're very precise, and we're very talented in dogfights or air fights or just our air capabilities, aerial warfare. We're very talented and we're very, very excellent at that. Our defense has become a national crush. Yes, I am glad it is. About fucking time. Pounding air bases of a nuclear country at will is unprecedented. It's not unprecedented, but it is something that no one does. Because for most countries, it's an act of war. Pakistan is just, well, Pakistan has never been. If I had to compare Pakistan to anyone, I would say, have you seen the stick guy meme? I'll show you. Wait. Yep, this is Pakistan. This is Pakistan. So you cannot expect much from a country which does this. This is them carrying the stick of terrorism. They attacked us and then they just, yeah. So they're just fucking over themselves.
strikes by engaging some of these camps, and the Indian Navy provided wherewithal in terms of precision munitions.
The thing is about Jay Shankar. For example, this tweet is just basically Indian government on Trump's mediation offer on Kashmir. Let me be very clear. Trump might not be that involved in this conflict. He just might not be. He's at war with China, on a trade war with China. So he might very well just, he does not have time. So it's his secretary Marco Rubio's job to be mediating things. So they just throw, the media throws the Trump name around here and there everywhere, and it's Trump's fault. He always want to market thing like he I'm hoping no one clips that. Whatever I just said, I'm hoping no one clips that. Yeah, so he's a great marketer, and he likes to boast a lot, and he likes to, and it's fair. Him boasting himself is fair because he is actually a very good, uh, very efficient executive head. He executes quite efficiently. So, but yeah, it's just I'll fucking move on. I don't know what the point is here. There's only one pending issue, and that is the return of POK. That's absolutely correct, absolutely to the point, and we want it back. Let's just imagine this scenario, okay? You and your little brother are fighting, and you're obviously stronger than your little brother, and your little brother keeps on punching your balls. That is what it's happening. That is the terrorist attack. It's punching your balls. How long will you actually tolerate it? And why is this happening? For example, I'll say why is this happening? That little brother took the pack of the cigarettes that you had. He does not even smoke, but he just has it just to piss you off. So what do? You beat the fuck out of him and then you take your cigarettes back. That's just normal. That's normal human behavior. That is what we're doing with POK. POK is a cigarette pack. A very good analogy I'm making, by the way. You cannot, do not question it. So अगर तुम्हें अपना सुट्टा वापस चाहिए, अपने छोटे भाई को मुक्का मारो और ले लो सुट्टा वापस. But then your chota bhai starts crying, Mummy, 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 Astaghfirullah, Mummy. That's what he starts doing. So what can you do? You can just make sure he can never talk again. You break his teeth, take out his tongue, and cut his tongue off, and you take your cigarettes back, and they cannot do anything. But your father will most probably kick you out of the house if you do that. Do not do that. Love your brothers. Just not Pakistan. That's not. Just don't love. If you're an Indian Muslim, they are not your brothers. We are. I'm not a Muslim. I'm a Hindu, but I'm still a brother. I'm not your sister, though. Please do not touch me.
If Pakistan dare take any action, and Pakistan knows it, what we are going to do. That's all.
Just a second. It's, I am about to take my pants off because my ass is sweating and I just turned on my AC. Fucking hell. I show the meat, make you feel complete. I am balls out right now. And I'm saying this because no one is watching this stream. So yeah, I can afford to. Fucking hell. What was I supposed to do? I forgot. Fuck. शॉर्ट टर्म मेमोरी लॉस का क्या करूं मैं अपने? नहीं, नहीं, कुछ तो करने वाला था भाई मैं, कुछ बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट करने वाला था मैं, एंड मैं भूल गया. दिस इज द गवर्नमेंट्स फॉल्ट. वेट, दैट वाज अ फार्ट फॉर एनी ऑफ यू वंडरिंग. I'm hopeful that was a fart. It feels a little wet. I do not wish to get up from my seat. I do not want to look down. Let that sink in.
This time, if Pakistan not to inflict casualties, but
Okay.
Official account. You can see that I did not believe this was real. I've been hoodwinked by like social media stuff many times. And this is again the government of Pakistan account. You can see that it has the gray thing, which means that it is a government official account. You can see that this is the official Twitter account of the Pakistan government. Your very first stop for the latest policy announcement, information, news on.
Also, it does not help that I'm wearing green and I'm Indian and I'm against Pakistan. It does not help that I'm wearing green. This is very close to the fucking flag. If I do take my shirt off, you guys are gonna probably report me for child abuse.
Pakistan. And they tweeted out, this is that account, tweeted out, this is from a video game. Literally from a video game. Government of Pakistan sharing an Arma 3 simulation video.
And it got fact checked by Zubair, I think. His name is Zubair. Yep, he is very anti-Hindu, as I've heard. I do not know if he is or not for a fact. Might just be his way of humor. I don't judge humor at all. You can say whatever the fuck you want, except for rape jokes. I I feel a bit uncomfortable there.
I mean, that's a good question. To be fair, I mean, I would wonder the same thing. That's a great question. And I
I don't need Macron on my feed. Fucking Macron on my feed. I want India. It's a knocked out, by the way. He knocked him down. That too with a sliding kick, but yeah, whatever. State fans are also some a special species. Although I think he's an okay man.
Mr. Pretty, let's go.
Mr. Oh, that's a good shot. Oh yeah, I fucking got derailed there. Okay, I will try to do an accent. Provide. Okay, this is just an action. This is not a dialogue. Provides all images and videos. हमने सोशल मीडिया पे देखा है भाईजान. हमने सोशल मीडिया पे देखा. I think that was very shit. I'm sorry. Nice. This is the country I love. Yes. Shiv Tandav is very much needed if you're going to war.
Uh, First of all, as I mentioned, we have quantitative and qualitative edge to deliver a massive blow to our adversary, and we completely dominate in the maritime front. Indian Navy's action is part of the escalation ladder mechanism which we have worked out amongst three services.
Wait, this might be too loud. Yeah. It does not feel very nice listening to Shiv Tandav when I'm balls out naked. It feels very off, but for you guys, I'll do this. That's a good edit. Explosion.mp4. uh, that was fucking accurate. Wait, you see this? This is just a fucking hut. That's just a hut, and hitting a hut on a hilly mountain, it's very fucking difficult. Smaller targets are more difficult to hit, by the way, from a distance. They will most probably end up destroying their own country, by the way. So this is what Pakistan does not realize. I'll show you one thing. This is very important to see. Index stock, the KSE 100 index. Okay, where should I? Stock price live, whatever. Here's what I will show to you guys. Okay, it's up 3%, but just today. If I show 1 month, where the fuck are they getting this money from? Is this accurate? How is it up 3% in 1 month and in one day also 3? Okay, it's not showing a proper timeline. Wait, I cannot go. Can I go? Can I not go further than? Okay, let's go here. Let's go 5 years. Let's go max. Okay, so yeah, this is where their peak is hitting. They're losing money, by the way. Strong sell sentiment. That's a very rare thing, by the way, to see. That's a very rare thing to see on a stock, that technical analysis saying that you should be selling. So, according, it's okay. Until 13th Feb 2024, Pakistan stock market slumps for third straight session. Okay, wait. Karachi. Do Pakistan have 100 companies? I don't think they do. So their average growth is what? 1.95%. Excuse me? That's shit. That is very shit, man. That's I don't think that can counter inflation at all. That cannot counter inflation at all. Let's say 2.4% or 3% inflation. They're actually losing money. Damn. Projected to reach 40 point. Oh, they're poor. 40 billion is very poor, by the way. The market cap is in the stock market projected to reach 40.18. It is anticipated to exhibit an annual growth of 1.95%. So they're losing money when you count for inflation. They're actually losing money. Let's see their inflation rate. 0.3%. What? Okay, for zero point 0.7. How is it? Who are they taking money from? Is China just throwing money on them? Okay. Zero point 0.3 inflation is okay. It's good. India inflation rate is 4.8%. Hmm. Well, India stock average growth. So they were at 1.9 and we're at 3.4. Okay. And we should be reaching, what is the market cap? Around 3.99 trillion, by the way. Okay, so now this is where mathematical comparison comes in place. Okay. So our annual growth was around 4 point, oh no, that is inflation. 3.4% of annual growth on almost a $4 trillion market cap. So 3.4% of 4 trillion is a lot. If I have to actually calculate it, am I doing some math wrong? Wait, you have you have the stock growth of 3.4% and the stock cap of 4 or 3.99 trillion. Okay, we're good. So 4% would be 0.04 of 3.99 trillion, which is around 159 billion. That's like four times their market cap. We are adding we're adding four times their market cap every single year to our stock market. Now that is what I want you to keep in mind. The stock market cap is of $40 billion. Our stock market cap is of around almost $4 trillion. I'll use 3.99 just to be accurate with the maths. There, uh, oh, I fucked up here. 3, 4, $136 billion. Okay, yeah. So their market cap, with a growth of 1.9%, we'll give them 2% just to be good with maths. So that will land at around 0.00, no, 0.02, 20% point 2, yes, of 40 billion, which lands out around, fucking hell, man, 2%, 40 billion, man. That's gave me a, okay. They're adding only 800 million per year to the stock, while we're adding 136 billion to our stocks. Now, if you want to calculate growth, we're a very fast growing country, by the way. As much as you want to blame internal conflicts and hate the politics that happens in our country, we're still growing. We're still growing at a good pace. And I'm still jobless, but okay, that's not the point. So if you divide 136 billion divided by 800 million. We're 170 times. Wait a minute, that does not. We're 170 times faster in growth. Excuse me, that does not add up. This is 13 million. This is now this is 136 million. One, two, three. Oh, okay. This is 100,000 million. Yeah, This is 136 billion. Am I? I'm so fucking retarded. Yep, this is 136 billion divided by 800 million. This is 8 million, two more zeros. Yep, that is still 170. So we're 170 times the size of the growth. Our growth is 170 times more than Pakistan's growth. Oh, they are actually a century behind. Goddamn. They have still, if you go per capita, they might be GDP per capita Pakistan. They actually cannot afford a war. It's around 1300 USD. And they're showing it right here. India is uh, 24. Bangladesh is above us. If Bangladesh per capita income is more than us, why are they crossing the border? What is the need? Our per capita is going up, and this ended in 2020. This is 2023 is the latest number, so we might be above Bangladesh by now, because of the boom that happened in 2024. We actually had a good boom in 2024. Pakistan is falling down. Bangladesh is also seemingly falling down from 2020 to from 2022 to 2023. The trend is going downwards for Pakistan and Bangladesh. For India, it's just going upwards. So that's a good thing. But we're almost double in per capita income, considering most of our country is not employed, unemployable, or just poor, or uneducated. Their country is damn. So they cannot afford a war at all. Where is 2025? They're 1370. Okay, in 20 that's 1700. If we go to India, did we grow? Yep, we did. We're at 2880. We were at 24. So both of us added around $400 on per capita income. So we're still around the double mark, um, in per capita, considering most of our country is unemployed right now. That's good. So they actually cannot afford a war. That is why they required a loan of from IMF of $1 billion. And I saw one tweet in which there was one um, billionaire or one CEO of India saying that me and some of my friends in Guwahati can mobilize $1 billion faster than the IMF for our forces, and I believe him. I believe which is 8,000 crores. Yeah, $1 billion is nothing for the actual wealthy people of India. $1 billion mobilizing $1 billion is nothing. They can actually get, if the government wants to, if the government feels the need to invest more in their defense more than it already is, which we don't need. We actually do not need more investment. We're doing quite well as it is. But if we want $1 billion from, let's say, the rich people of our country, 4 or 5 people can pitch in and get that tax cut off from their company's revenue. So, for example, your company made 50 rupees, I'm just giving you an example. If your company made 50 rupees and you gave 10 of those rupees to the government to invest more in their what do you call it, in a defense budget, and you're left with 40 rupees, the government will say, you know what, you have to pay taxes on only on 30. The extra 10 that you gave us, I will just forgive it. Or maybe let's say your tax of, I'm fucking this up. So let's say you had 50 rupees, and if you go point, it is 27 or 17%, or 20, let's say 27% into 50, it's 13.5. Let's say the tax is 13.5, and you gave 10 billion, 10 rupees to the government. The government will say, you know what, just give us 3.5. Just give us 3.5. You don't have to pay. So you're left with, in this case, you would have been left with 37 rupees. You're still left with 37 rupees. Are you not? 40, you go 40, you just say 3.5. Yeah. You know what? I'm not continuing this conversation anymore. Kaya Senat doxing kids, whatever, man.
We have been successful in our principles.
Fuck off. A suicide attack near a police van in Peshawar, Pakistan. Two police personnel killed in it. Home practice. Okay, they have lost 35 to 40 soldiers. Not enough. They haven't lost enough. They need to lose more.
You hear me, Captain? You can't disturb us. There is nothing you can do about it.
Britain used to be the greatest country on earth, by the way. Britain, I'm repeating it right now. Britain used to be the greatest country on earth not too long ago, around 200 years or 100 years ago. They're falling below us. Oh, hello. We have one concurrent viewer now. Hello. Is that भाई मेरा भी हो सकता है क्या पता मेरे फोन से YouTube चल रहा हो. God damn. डू ब्लैक फ्लिप भाई मैं कर देता, पता मैं नंगा बैठा हूँ किरण भाई. मैं जेन्युइनली बॉल्स आउट नंगा बैठा हूँ. आई एम नॉट किडिंग. मैं तेरे को व्हाट्सएप पे फोटो भेज सकता हूँ. यू नो व्हाट, मेरे को शॉर्ट्स भाई, ये रही शॉर्ट्स मेरी, ये देख. ये रही. ये रहा मेरा कच्चा. भाई बैक फ्लिप तो नहीं कर पाऊंगा भाई मैं. बैक फ्लिप नहीं आती, रुक मेरे को कच्चा पहन लेने दे. यस. बैक फ्लिप तो नहीं कर पाएंगे हम. क्या कर सकता हूँ मैं, रुक. नॉट किडिंग, मुझे पता है तू भेज देगा भाई, लेकिन कुछ ऐसा तो बोल जो कर पाऊं मैं। पैंट पहन भाई, पहन ली। पैंट तो पैंट तो पहन ली मैंने। रुक, फ्रंट फ्लिप। You know what? I will actually try. I will actually try. Although मुझसे कूदा नहीं जाता अच्छे से, मैं इतना गया हूँ ऑफ द ग्राउंड में शायद। बट रुक, I can actually arrange something. You know what, Harkiran? This will be the first ever time on this channel that I will be showing my bed. मेरी मम्मी का वीडियो कॉल आ रहा है, ध्यान। हाँ भाई, मैं 20 पुशअप तो करूंगा। हाँ वो तो मैं करूंगा, रुक अभी। मामा मैं मीटिंग में हूँ, मैं मीटिंग में हूँ, रुक जाओ। हाँ हर किरण भाई आ रहा भाई। व्हाट वाज इट? 20 पुशअप्स। भाई 20 बहुत कम है, और बोल। 20 तो बहुत कम है यार। यू नो व्हाट, आई विल डू 21। 100? अबे शर्म आती है? ये पूरे 21 मारूंगा मैं, पूरे 21। तो मैं दिखेगा कैसे? ऐसे करना पड़ेगा क्या मुझे? मुझे गांड दिखानी पड़ेगी अपनी। भाई तू गिनेगा? कौन गिनेगा? मैं ही गिनता हूँ। भाई आई थिंक 30 थे ये। आई थिंक ये 30 थे। मैं 25 के बाद गिनती भूल गया। भाई 25 के बाद मेरे को हिंदी में गिनती नहीं आती। वो उत्प्रेक्षा आ गई यहाँ पे। यस उत्प्रेक्षा, आई डू हैव अ यूट्यूब। भाई मेरे टिट्स आउट हो गए। आई डू हैव अ यूट्यूब चैनल, यस। मैं बैन कर दूंगा उत्प्रेक्षा तुझे, अगर तूने एक और बार बोला ना ये, मैं बैन कर दूंगा। पहली बात, कैसे भेजते सुपर चैट? नहीं भेज सकता भाई, मेरे 1000 सब्सक्राइबर चाहिए होते सुपर चैट के लिए। नंबर पे कर दिया तो करना तो। मोर पुशअप्स? तुझसे दो नहीं लगते बहन चोद, मुझसे बोलिए मोर पुशअप्स। हाँ भाई 1000 सब्सक्राइबर चाहिए होते टू एनेबल द सुपर चैट वाला फीचर। अबे ओ फालतू नहीं। 15 नहीं, 10 कर लेती हूँ, नाइट भाई नाइट। हाँ भाई भाई उत्प्रेक्षा को ओनली फैंस पे लाइव भेजो। नहीं भाई मत भेजो, कोई नहीं देखेने वाला। बाय द वे, यू नो व्हाट, लेट मी शो। उत्प्रेक्षा हेलो। Do you see this? असली आईडी से आके बहुत गलती कर दी. नहीं 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 नहीं. You will stay here. बस भाई इससे ज्यादा नहीं सुन सकता मैं. सॉरी सॉरी भाई, इससे ज्यादा नहीं सुन सकता मैं. That was it. That was all I could do. You know what? Let me enjoy the song. Hey, you know what? Let me enjoy. Nice, yaar. You sing very good. Very good singing you have. भाई वापस म्यूट कर रहा हूँ मैं. सॉरी, मैं नहीं सुन सकता. ओए ये क्या लग गया? You know what, भाई उत्तरेक्षा, just to, it might be me, it's a me problem. It's probably a me problem. शायद मुझे ये इस टाइप के सॉन्ग नहीं पसंद आते. But you know what, for people to actually see what you're about, भाई मैं कैसे डालूं? ले भाई, ये ले भाई, फ्री प्रमोशन. 3 लोग हैं बस चैट में, बट फ्री प्रमोशन भाई. नहीं भाई, मैं क्यों छोड़ूं? You know what, मैं लिंक ना व्हाट्सएप पे डाल रहा हूँ भाई, ग्रुप पे. जस्ट बिकॉज तूने मुझे बोला छोड़ दे. नहीं, अब तो नहीं छोड़ूंगा मैं. ये ले भाई. ले भाई, अब तो ग्रुप पे भी डालूंगा मैं. ओ हाँ, अबे तुम लोगों को मेरे को एक चीज दिखानी थी. रुक 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 रुक. हम्म. तो चाइल्ड पॉर्न किस किस को देखनी है? चैट को थोड़ा, ओ नहीं. हम्म. बाय बाय. बाय बाय. मैं वही सोच रहा था अभी करूँ क्या. क्या करने का मन कर रहा है मेरा. हम्म. अबे हाँ, यू नो व्हाट, वी शुड रिएक्ट टू दिस. अरे नहीं नहीं. हाँ ये चल.
Every India-Pakistan conflict, that Islamabad has nuclear weapons, and that makes it untouchable. It started in 1998, that's when India became a nuclear power, and so did Pakistan, and since then, Islamabad held on to one narrative. a narrative that was crafted by Rawalpindi's generals and accepted by the world. It made Pakistan's nuclear weapons their license to export terrorism, to operate a state sponsored terror machine. No matter what Pakistan did, there were no real consequences. They kept bleeding India from the 2001 parliament attack to the 2008 Mumbai attacks, and India responded with dossiers, diplomacy, and declarations. Never military action. That changed in 2016. After the Uri attack, India set a new precedent. If you attack, we will hit you back militarily. Then in 2019, after the Pulwama attack, India reinforced this position. Indian jets bombed Pakistani terror camps, and now after Pahalgam, India's position has seen a quantum shift. Any act of terror will be seen as an act of war. Pakistan cannot hide behind its nuclear weapons. Pakistan cannot hide behind its proxies. It will have to suffer the consequences of its actions. India struck 9 terror bases in Pakistan and Pakistan occupied Kashmir, not on their civilians or military.
But the
India did
terrorists,
not want an escalation, Pakistan did.
the thing is, the terrorists in Pakistan are the civilians. They are treated as the not even they're treated as same as the armed forces. By the way,
Now, to be honest, it's a bit of a delayed reckoning. India has a no first use policy. We won't use our nuclear weapons first. So Pakistani nukes were not about deterring India from using nuclear weapons. Pakistani nukes were about deterring India from doing anything at all. Any retaliation to terrorism was seen through the prism of a nuclear escalation. It was almost a strategic veto. Pakistan could outsource its wars to non-state actors while claiming innocence, and India and the rest of the world kept giving them a long leash, fearing a nuclear response. But now Prime Minister Modi has called that bluff. You see, deterrence only works when both sides are rational actors bound by rules. Pakistan is neither rational nor law-abiding. It has weaponized irrationality. It keeps threatening apocalypse in response to accountability, and beyond that, it spun this mythology of the Islamic bomb. You see, India conducted its first nuclear test in 1974. It was called the Smiling Buddha. That prompted Pakistan to aggressively pursue nuclear weapons. And leading the charge at that point was then Prime Minister Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. He even had a famous quote. This is what Bhutto said: "We will eat grass, we will go hungry, but we will get one of our own." He was referring to a nuclear bomb, an Islamic bomb. That's how Zulfikar Ali Bhutto pitched it to the Muslim world, a nuclear umbrella for Muslims. But in the last decade, that narrative has crumbled. Because let's be clear, this is not about Islam. This is about Pakistan using religion as an insurance for its terror factories. It was a dangerous lie, and finally it is being confronted. The nuclear mask is off. It does not mean that the threat is past. Any bomb in the hands of Pakistan is dangerous, let alone a nuclear bomb. But India has shown that it can still be punished. India has also shown that proxy war is no longer a low-cost option for Pakistan. They will have to pay a price for backing terrorism. The question is, what happens next? What happens to a country whose primary deterrent is exposed as a bluff? As you know, in Pakistan, the army runs the country. It's an army that holds the record for losing every war they fought. But at home, they're quite powerful. And that power does not rest on their weapons or ammunition. That power flows from the myths they create. And they did it during this war too. One report stated Defense Minister Khwaja Asif hinting at a nuclear war. Another report said Pakistan's top nuclear body was supposed to meet. So this time there was saber rattling. However, India is dismantling those myths.
We are always prepared to face any eventuality. And like I said, that's for the sovereignty, the territorial integrity, and the safety of our citizens. So whatever has to be done will be done. You know, I'm not so concerned about what Pakistan will do in this time. I'm only concerned about what we will do. We have a roadmap and a plan, and we will follow it diligently.
So Pakistan is the only Islamic country with a nuclear weapon, by the way. You can say France is also Islamic now, but if you're talking about straight facts, Pakistan is the only Islamic country with a nuclear weapon. Hmm.
Ecological revolution. The terror machine may not dismantle overnight, nor will Pakistan stop its saber rattling, but something fundamental has shifted. India is no longer playing by Pakistan's script. Once you call the bluff, the game changes forever.
So what bluff is she
Now,
talking
there's a lot
about?
of conversation around Kashmir today. Even the US president is talking about it. He says he is willing to mediate the issue. We'll come to that in a bit. But first, let me make one thing very clear, especially to foreign media and foreign politicians. This conflict was not about Kashmir. This conflict was about terrorism, about punishing Pakistan for the terror attack in Pahalgam. With that said, let's look at the updates. President Donald Trump posted the statement today. Let me quote from what he said. I will work with both India and Pakistan to see if after 1,000 years a solution can be arrived at concerning Kashmir. Now, first of all, this is not a 1,000-year-old conflict. This conflict dates back to 1947. That's
Yeah,
not
it's
even
not
100 years
exactly.
old. Secondly, India is not interested in Donald Trump's mediation. Indian sources have confirmed this to us, as they've stated on record multiple times in the past, that New Delhi's position on Kashmir is very clear and unchanged. A, there is no room for foreign mediation. This is an issue between India and Pakistan. And B, there is nothing new to discuss on Kashmir. The only issue to discuss is the return of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir to India.
यार अगर पीओके मिल भी जाए बहनचोद, आई होप पाकिस्तानी ना मिले उनके साथ, बस लैंड मिल जाए. लोग नहीं चाहिए उनके, उनके लोग नहीं चाहिए भाई. इलिटरेसी रेट बढ़ जाएगी बहनचोद हमारी, लिटरेसी रेट कम हो जाएगी. और
Clearly, he does not know much about Kashmir. Even in his first term, he offered to mediate. Back then, the Indian government firmly rejected the offer. Another reason is clearly the push from Pakistan. Their politicians cannot stop praising Donald Trump. Let me show you Shehbaz Sharif's tweet after the ceasefire. Look at the first sentence. We thank President Trump for his leadership and role for peace. Clearly, Pakistan is trying to woo him, and frankly, this should not surprise anyone. Take any India-Pakistan conflict of the past. It has followed the exact same trajectory. Pakistan provokes India, India hits back hard, Pakistan suffers major losses, they go crying to the Americans. And the Americans pressure both sides to stop, or try to pressure. This has been Pakistan's template. Once the fighting stops, they try to twist the narrative. Again, let me go back to the tweet from Shehbaz Sharif, the Pakistani Prime Minister. This is what he said. Pakistan believes this marks a new beginning in the resolution of issues that have plagued the region and prevented its journey towards peace, prosperity and stability.
there is no prosperity when it comes to Pakistan. They're fucking poor.
Clearly delusional. A new beginning, a path to peace and prosperity. Is Shehbaz Sharif living in the same Pakistan? As of now, there is a fragile truce in place. Things could easily escalate out of control again, yet Shehbaz Sharif calls it a new beginning. He talks about, and I'm quoting, issues that have plagued the region. Clearly, he's talking about Kashmir. Pakistan is using the Americans for two objectives here. The first is to hyphenate India and Pakistan again. There was a time when both countries were seen as two sides of the same policy. Western leaders wouldn't visit India alone. They would visit both India and Pakistan in the same trip. Recently, that had changed. India became a global power while Pakistan went broke. Islamabad is now desperately trying to restore that old equation. Secondly, they want to internationalize Kashmir. They want to make it seem like Kashmir is pushing both countries to war. And therefore, the world should get involved. That is the story they're spinning. Now, it is true that Kashmir is a major issue.
भाई पीओके दे दो बट उसके लोग मत दो. पाकिस्तानी लोग नहीं चाहिए. ये साहब जी हम पत्थर नहीं फेंकते साहब जी, हमें पत्थर उठाना ही नहीं आता साहब जी, ये नहीं चाहिए भाई. बहन तो अपना क्या है साला ओवरकोट के नाम पे एक पर्दा पहन के आ रहे थे ब्राउन कलर का। मेरे को नहीं देखना वो अपने देशों में अपने पहाड़ों में वो सब नहीं देखना मुझे। लैंड दे दो पीओके का। लैंड तो पूरा लेके रहेंगे बहन चोद। लोग नहीं लेके लोग नहीं चाहिए।
Discussions. Only Pakistan terror is on the agenda.
हाँ बहन चोद वैसे भी तो चूतिया है। यूएस भी तो चूतिया एक नंबर का। कभी बैठ के इन लोगों ने हिस्ट्री मतलब सीखने की कोशिश भी नहीं करी। दे नो अबाउट द हिस्ट्री अबाउट इसराइल एंड पैलेस्टीन। उसकी हिस्ट्री बहुत अच्छे से पता है। चाइना की हिस्ट्री बहुत अच्छे से पता है। नॉर्थ कोरिया की हिस्ट्री बहुत अच्छे से पता है। जापान की हिस्ट्री बहुत अच्छे से पता है। इंडिया पाकिस्तान की हिस्ट्री पढ़ने में इनकी मौत आ जाती है बहन चोद।
and capacity to strike select targets at sea and on land, including Karachi at times.
लेकिन इंटरनेशनल प्रेशर है उसका भी तो ख्याल रखना पड़ेगा सरकार को।
इंटरनेशनल प्रेशर पैदा करने की ताकत आज हिंदुस्तान में 100 करोड़ का देश है। पूरी दुनिया पे प्रेशर हम पैदा कर सकते हैं जी।
बात तो सही है।
कोई हम पर कैसे प्रेशर पैदा करे? ये उल्टी गंगा क्यों चले में।
बिफोर बिकमिंग द प्राइम मिनिस्टर भाई ये बंदा मोदी एक्चुअली हैड लाइक यू नो to be to be straightforward, to be very he was not always right. No one is always right, and he deserves some criticism. Some of the criticism he deserves. But then फिर मैं देखता हूँ कि भैंचो कैरामल पॉपकॉर्न पे 18% जीएसटी लग रहा है। उससे भाई एटलीस्ट सामान तो अच्छा आ रहा है इंडिया में। डिफेंस सिस्टम तो अच्छा आ रहा है। वन ऑफ द तो 18% जीएसटी ने हमें भैंचो बचाया है। पंजाब को बचाया है। फकिंग गोल्डन टेम्पल को बचाया है जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ द रेट। इट्स वेरी एक्सपेंसिव। S400 is very expensive, but still, I think because after becoming the prime minister, he had to tend to a wider audience. जब ये चीफ मिनिस्टर था इसे सिर्फ गुजरात ही देखना था, and then when he became prime minister से पूरा देश देखना। अब देश में मुस्लिम भी है, देश में क्रिश्चियंस भी हैं, देश में साउथ इंडियंस भी हैं, कन्नडिगास भी हैं, नॉर्थ इंडियंस भी हैं, जाट भी हैं, तुम्हारे क्षत्रिय भी हैं, तुम्हारे ब्राह्मण भी हैं, क्या क्या नहीं है, नॉर्थ इंडियंस नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न्स हैं, मणिपुर के लोग हैं। मणिपुर का तो क्या वो पता ही नहीं चल रहा। फकिंग एनआरआईज का जो एजेंडा है कि इंडिया छोड़ो वो भी है। डिफेंस अलग से फौजी हैं चोद। पुलिस सिस्टम अलग है। पॉलिटिकल में एमएलएस वगैरह इतनी बकचोदी करते तो इट्स अ लॉट टू हैंडल। इट इज एक्चुअली वेरी टू मच टू हैंडल, बट that's why it takes time. This is like one of the shortcomings of democracy is कि you have to start to tend to vote banks. 100 करोड़ का ऐसे देश बोला। अब जो 140 करोड़ का जो देश है इसमें अब ये भी तो देखो ना कि 140 करोड़ के देश में कितने वोट बैंक्स बनेंगे, कितना डिवीजन है। डिवाइड एंड कॉन्कर तो स्टार्टिंग से ही रहा है हर किसी के लिए। हाँ ये है कि अब कांग्रेस हिंदुओं को भी डिवाइड करती थी, बीजेपी इतना नहीं करती, करती है। रिजर्वेशन उन्होंने नहीं हटाया अभी तक, बट करती है हिंदुओं में भी थोड़ा, बट इतना नहीं करती है। कांग्रेस तो भाई फकिंग हिंदू मुस्लिम में डिस्क्रिमिनेट कर दिया, डिवाइड कर दिया, और फकिंग SC ST OBC वगैरह पूरा रिजर्वेशन सिस्टम लेके आ गए। और इकोनॉमिकल डिवीजन, हाँ जो इकोनॉमिकल जो वो लाइनिंग थी ना वो भी बहुत खराब थी. इट इज नॉट अ लॉट बेटर एवर सिंस बीजेपी केम इनटू पावर. नॉट अ लॉट बेटर. अभी भी आपको बिजनेस खोलने का जो ईज है वो बहुत बहुत इट्स वेरी टफ टू ओपन अ बिजनेस इन इंडिया. एनी काइंड ऑफ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चरल बिजनेस है, सेमी कंडक्टर का अगर आपको बिजनेस खोलना हो, ये सब वगैरह करना, जो विच इज़ द फ्यूचर. यू वांट टू ओपन मोर पावर प्लांट्स, मोर इफ यू वांट टू डिग ऑयल, ये सब वगैरह करना बहुत मुश्किल है इंडिया में बिकॉज रेगुलेशन बहुत ज़्यादा है. बट द प्रॉब्लम विद दैट इज कि अगर आप ज़्यादा अगर रेगुलेशन हटाओगे ना, इंडियंस हैं हम लोग बहुत चूते तो हैं, हमारी जनता चूतिया है और वो फायदा उठाने की बहुत कोशिश करती है. दे लाइक टू exploit everything they can. Us we like to exploit everything we can. तो इट्स लाइक कहाँ से शुरू करें. खान सर ने बोला था किसी के पॉडकास्ट में कि देश को ठीक करना भी हम कहाँ से शुरू करेंगे. तो दैट इज वन इशू. एंड देन 4 years is not enough to do anything about everything. समथिंग अबाउट एवरीथिंग यू कैन नॉट डू. हाँ ये भाई इन्होंने डिफेंस में बहुत ज़्यादा दिया. My father is in the army, is currently serving, and I can tell you with experience, they have invested a lot in our defense. A lot. अपने आर्म फोर्सेस में बहुत ज़्यादा इन्वेस्टमेंट करी उन्होंने, बहुत अच्छी है, विच इज़ वेरी नेसेसरी. अब लोगों को समझ आ रहा है नेसेसरी है. जस्ट अ मंथ अगो सब लोग एयरफोर्स ऑफिसर को गाली दे रहे थे जो बैंगलोर में जिसने पीटा था उसको, जो कन्नड़ेगा कन्नड़ेगा बोला था, लैंग्वेज लैंग्वेज करो. तो सब लोग बोले कि आर्मी एयरफोर्स वाले ऐसे चूते होते ही होते हैं. बहुत सारे लोग कमेंट सेक्शन में मैंने देखा, इंस्टाग्राम के कमेंट सेक्शन में ऐसे लोग होते हैं. As soon as Pakistan started drone attacking, as soon as the drone started attacking India, and हमारे एयर डिफेंस सिस्टम ने उसे इतना बढ़िया तरीके से इंटरसेप्ट करा, इतना कम डैमेज, जितना उन्होंने लॉन्च करा उसके हिसाब से डैमेज इट्स मिनिमल. ऑल्दो इट इज़ वेरी अनफॉर्चुनेट कि 10-15 लोग मर गए आफ्टर पहलगाम, बट इट इज़ वेरी मिनिमल. डू यू थिंक दैट कम्स फ्री? और लोगों ने वो देखा कि भैंचो हमारी गांड बची है, इसी फौज ने हमारी गांड भी बचाई है. तो अब लोगों को लग रहा है कि नाउ एवरीवन इज प्राउड. नाउ एवरीवन इज प्राउड ऑफ द आर्म फोर्सेस. वरना भाई अगर अभी पाकिस्तान और इन सब के साथ नहीं होता, सेंटिमेंट यही रहता कि हम पावर अब्यूजर हैं, हम हमें चूते उलाते हैं, मतलब कुछ बहुत कुछ बोलते हैं यार. आई हैव सीन इट IRL, आई हैव सीन इट ऑनलाइन, आई हैव सीन इट एवरीवेयर. A lot of people have seen it. It's like ठीक है, it you know being respected with a uniform comes at a cost. People doubt your uniform a lot, especially in a country like India, and that's a part of your job. But हाँ भाई, तो my point was कि just because he had to tend to a wider audience, he has become soft. He had to become soft. To actually lead a country anywhere, you have to have empathy for everyone. You need to have empathy for Hindu. वो तो चलो naturally born है because he's a Hindu. He'll always have empathy for us. He'll always have a sort for us. He'll have to have sort for Islamic, for Muslims as well, because our country is the only country जहाँ पे we have more good actors in Islam than bad actors. वरना everywhere around the world, in any Islamic country, there are bad actors. 80 60%, 80, 60 to 80% are bad actors, rest are good actors, but they cannot do anything because of the regime, because of the power. They cannot question anything. In our country you have the freedom to question anything. मैं जितना कर सकते हो, आप इधर भी फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच नहीं है, बट जितना कर सकते हो उतना कर सकते हो भाई. सेंटिमेंट फैला सकते हो आपके, बीजेपी इज एंटी इस्लाम, कांग्रेस इज प्रो इस्लाम, कांग्रेस इज एंटी हिंदू, आप ये सब प्रोपेगेंडा फैलाओ अच्छे से. यू वोंट बी सफरिंग अ लॉट. बट हाँ, तो there are many flaws in our country, but when you compare it to other countries, ठीक ठाक ही है. We could do way better. We could actually do way better, but for that people have to mature. हमारा country mature लोगों का नहीं है. We don't have enough brain cells in our country. We are a country of dumb people, by the way, and we have a lot of internal issues, but at least भाई one thing I always respect BJP for is कि भाई फौज में इन्होंने पैसा डाला. इन्होंने एयरफोर्स नेवी फौज हर जगह पैसा डाला इन्होंने अच्छा खासा, बिकॉज दैट इज नीडेड फॉर दी सिक्योरिटी ऑफ आवर ओन कंट्री. नथिंग न्यू. have not seen this movie.
को लेके भी लोग पाकिस्तान से हेट मैसेज भेज रहे हैं। एक ही बात बताओ, जो भी थ्रेड्स भेज रहे हैं, मैं आपके डीएम में ऊपर गया, पहलगाम के अटैक के टाइम आप लोगों के मैसेजेस क्यों नहीं आए पीस को लेके? किसी एक भी इंसान का मैसेज नहीं आया। क्यों भाई? तब पीस कहाँ गया? अंधे हो गए थे तब? इतने
It's pretty simple, they support terrorism. वहाँ पे स्टेटस सिंबल है भाई, टेररिस्ट बन जाओ, बहुत अच्छा खासा ट्रीटमेंट मिलेगा। वहाँ लॉ अबाइडिंग सिटीजन्स को इतना खराब ट्रीटमेंट मिलता है पाकिस्तान में, बट इफ यूर अ टेररिस्ट यूल गेट 5 स्टार ट्रीटमेंट। पाकिस्तानी फ्लैग में तुम्हारा फ्यूनरल होता है। कंट्री के फ्लैग में किसका फ्यूनरल होता है? ऑफ देयर शहीद, ऑफ देयर मार्टर्स, ऑफ usually people who served and died during service. That is in every other country, that is what the flag is used for. So if you by extension, if you apply this uh, definition of dying while service, that is where usually you're wrapped in the flag. So the Pakistan, the terrorists were at the service of Pakistan. It's the only reason, you know, why Pakistan is able to do all of this is because of this nuclear bluff. It is a bluff at the end of the day. I don't think they have a lot of capacity. I don't think our government thinks that they have a lot of nuclear capacity as much as they claim. They might get, you know, you know, e- no matter how much China supports Pakistan and all this, China will never give its nuclear weapons to China or to Pakistan. They will never do it. China also has a policy of never launching its nuclear first, just like India. We're the only two countries who have no launch first policy. तो पाकिस्तान होगा क्या पता भाई, न्यूक्स काम करते होंगे नहीं होंगे, वी विल नेवर नो। आई थिंक बाय नाउ दे वुड हैव लॉन्च्ड इट, हमने उनके एयर स्ट्रिप इतने उड़ा दिए। बाय नाउ दे माइट हैव लॉन्च्ड इट इफ दे वर वर्किंग, और इफ they might be scared to launch, because it will never escalate to a nuclear war. It will never, the international world will not let it happen, because a lot is at line. Considering Pakistan is the only Islamic state with nuclear weapons, no one wants to take that risk with Islam. No one wants to take that risk. Pakistan hit Osama bin Laden after 9/11. It's known, and it's like, it's truth, is the truth. Instead, I will never speak bad about my Indian Muslim brothers, never, because I have a lot of Muslim friends, and they're actually very nice people. I have a lot of Muslim friends in the armed forces as well, who are serving, my friends my age, who are serving right now, and they're actually very good people. They're actually very patriotic as well. But when you move to a broader picture outside of India, Islam is a problem, especially in non-Islamic countries and against non-Islamic countries. It's a sentiment that you cannot trust these guys with bombs. So if, let's say, Pakistan knows that it's dying, that it's going down, the country is going down, who's to take that gamble that they will launch their nuclear weapons on everyone and anyone they can get their hands on, or not? No one knows. They might. If they're if they have enough balls to fly a plane into the World Trade Center, if they have enough balls to do that against the most powerful country on earth, objectively, not even subjectively, objectively, USA is the most powerful country on earth. China is just a bluffer. They just, rammed a fucking building with an airplane. Two buildings with two airplanes. You can call it inside job, whatever you want to, whatever conspiracy you have. In the end, it was an Islamic attack. The Islam attacked, Islamic terrorist group, I might say, attacked the World Trade Center. So they're very impulsive. Muslims abroad, they're very impulsive. You never know what they're gonna do. So no one is gonna take that gamble with a nuclear state. That is why I think before आप लोग before you guys start मैंने देखा ट्रम्प के अनाउंसमेंट के बाद सब लोग चिल्लाने लगे, तू कौन होता है बोलने वाला, तूने सीज फायर कराई, तूने आईएमएफ का लोन भी दिया उसे 1 बिलियन का, और उन्होंने सीज फायर तोड़ भी दी, फक यू वट एवर ट्रम्प जूती पे भाई. आई थिंक ही इज जस्ट बीइंग कॉशियस. आई don't like the loan getting sanctioned of $1 billion to Pakistan, but they will run out of that 1 billion one day. They will run out of that money. They do not know how to use their own money. They're economically very bad. I don't know what their economic model is. I don't think they let people be entrepreneurs there. They don't let people open up big companies, or I don't think they have someone like Ambani or Adani. I don't think they have it. They might. I might be wrong. Let's see who the richest person is. 13 billion. That's nothing. That's the best they could do. 13 billion. What does he own? Automotive parts. That's what he owns. Adani is involved in energy and in rare earth as well. So whatever, I was getting derailed from the point. So yeah, Trump does not, and Trump must have set up some good, what is it called, rules for the loan. Okay, under this conditions I'm giving you this loan. Financially, he knows how to work his way around. Because whatever you want to say about the man, even I don't think of him as a god. I think he's imperfect, but he's a good, a very good financial decision maker. Financially, he's making China negotiate on his term, and everyone else, the entire UN, has negotiated. Our own country, India, has negotiated according to his terms, and now China is also has to, abide to Trump's conditions, trade conditions, because they cannot survive without US. Because US has allies, US has UN, US has entire Europe, all the way to Ukraine, and Ukraine has rare earths. So China's leverage is slipping away. So that guy is a very fabulous financial decision maker. Even if he did sanction $1 billion to, what do you say, Pakistan, he has some power over that money. He has some leverage to make Pakistan stop. And because ट्रम्प की ईगो बहुत बड़ी है, he has a big ego, and the one thing he hates the most is public disrespect. That is what you can study him for as long as you want. The one thing he hates the most is public disrespect. Whenever you disrespect him publicly, he will get back at you. He got back. He keeps on getting back at Joe Biden. He keeps on getting back at Kamala. He keeps on getting back at Hillary. He keeps on getting back at Obama. Now China disrespected him personally. Like sorry, publicly that China disrespected Trump. What am I saying? Pakistan. I got so lost. So yeah, Pakistan is publicly disrespecting Trump because Trump tweeted out about the Swiss ceasefire and he took all the credit, and Pakistan was like, "Fuck your ceasefire and fuck your money, fuck your loan," and because they're Pakistan, they're fucking stupid, they're retards, Arabic for not Arabic, Paki retards. So yeah, he will make sure to get back at them. Also, this is kind of a proxy war to see which weapon works, if Chinese weapons are working or if USA weapons are working on an actual battlefield.
This is more honesty than we are used to hearing from Islamabad. Bilawal Bhutto's right.
You know, she's one of the. She's my top 10 female in India. Like the top 10 I respect in by the measures of metrics of respect. By okay, don't make this weird. I respect her. On my respect list, she's in top 10 on that woman category. She's way over a lot of men, way over Rahul Gandhi. So yeah, she's actually a very good reporter. She's also, I think she what she cleared UPSC and she served as well. Palki Sharma Upadhyay. Okay, what is her history? 961,000 followers. A journalist. Started her career with Doordarshan. Oh, that's where I've seen her. Yeah, Doordarshan. Yes. She has been journalist since the beginning. Okay, nice. MIT, Pune, whatever. So yeah, she's top three. From top 10, I'm grading her top three because she's very smart. She's actually very smart, very well articulate, which I'm not. She is, and very well achieved as well. And she sticks to facts. The best thing about First Post and her about Palki is that she sticks to fucking facts. Might not be the fastest news channel, but it is the truest, in my opinion, and which we do not have in India. We do the Indian media is shit.
Of course, Pakistan does have a terror-linked past. But he skipped a tiny detail. Pakistan also has a terror-linked present.
Yes.
And if things keep going this way, a terror-linked future too.
Yep, quite surely.
So should Pakistan's ministers get some media training? Well, we can offer some tips before...
Media training, the same media that calls ejection as ejaculation, by the way. This is a real clip. Wait, I'll show you guys. Pakistan media ejaculation clip. Yep, this clip. Fucking hell. My fucking god.
What an embarrassment for a country called Pakistan. The country called Pakistan is a global embarrassment. Pakistan.
अरे ठीक है भाई, ग्लोबल एम्बैरेसमेंट फकिंग क्लिप दिखा दे भोसड़ी के. अबे यार, यही तो है इंडियन मीडिया. क्या ये रिपब्लिक न्यूज? बहन चोद क्लिप तो दिखाई नहीं. कहाँ है क्लिप? कहाँ है क्लिप? कहाँ है? कहाँ है? कहाँ है? कहाँ है? कहाँ है क्लिप? कहाँ है? नहीं है, नहीं है क्लिप. फकिंग हेल क्लिप. Why have you tagged this here? Why have you tagged it with the article? I fucking hate Indian media. ब्रूटली ट्रोल तो ठीक है, मुझे ओरिजिनल क्लिप दिखा दे. तेरी माँ का बोल रहा, मुझे क्लिप दिखा. ये रही.
साबिदी इख्तियार इस्तेमाल करते हुए उन्होंने इजैकुलेट नहीं किया.
What did I say? This is Pakistan media. इनको क्या ट्रेनिंग दोगे? वो इजेक्शन को इजैकुलेशन बोलते. उन्होंने इजैकुलेट नहीं किया. I will not objectify her.
बल्कि तैयारे को
खुद तो करवा नहीं पाई.
जो टाइम वो इजैकुलेशन में लगा सकते थे, तैयारे को गैर आबाद इलाके.
Yep, that was the clip.
Setting your ministers loose on BBC and CNN, run a few mock interviews. Or better still, just watch India's diplomats for some time. Take notes. And if that's too much work, here's an easier option. Stick to state TV, read from a script, blame a foreign hand, and hope that the world is not watching.
Nice.
मिसाइल आ रहा है. आज मैं अपने बच्चों को यहाँ पर फिजिक्स पढ़ा रहा हूँ. ये देखें बेटो, वो देखो मिसाइल आ रहा है. ये मिसाइल अभी यहाँ तक आ चुका है.
मैं बच्चों को फिजिक्स सिखाऊंगा बीच वॉर में. फक यस.
वहाँ से आया मिसाइल, वहाँ से. इसकी आवाज अब जाके आएगी वहाँ से. अभी देखना, अभी आवाज आएगी वहाँ से. देखा?
भाई टाइमिंग पे तो हाथ खोला भाईजान ने.
इसका मतलब यह है कि जो लाइट होती है ना, लाइट हम तक पहले पहुंच जाती है, आवाज बाद में आती है. जो रोशनी की रफ्तार.
नहीं नहीं, दैट इज नॉट ट्रू. सब साउंड की रफ्तार से तेज रोशनी की रफ्तार है. उससे भी तेज रफ्तार तुम्हारी गांड फटने की है.
वो आवाज की रफ्तार से ज्यादा होती है. समझ आ गया? देखो, आपको साइंस पढ़ाने के लिए हम $मिलियन खर्च कर रहे हैं. ये पाकिस्तान, हमारी हुकूमत
$मिलियन खर्च कर रहा है.
सीज फायर के बाद
₹2 की तो एजुकेशन नहीं दे पाए, बट ये अच्छी एजुकेशन दी. दिस इज एक्चुअली फैक्ट्स. एटलीस्ट these are kids. They're probably innocent. Probably. I don't know. But yeah, इनको education देना important है. The good education, not the Pakistan book education. At least they can think for themselves and hopefully leave the country.
देखो कितनी मेहनत के लिए अपने
You know what? I want any Pakistani guy or girl watching this, or not even girl, like burqa wearer, watching this. Do not leave Pakistan. It's a very good country. Please stay there. Do not leave it. Do not pollute other countries.
बच्चों को पढ़ाने लिखाने के लिए इतनी मेहनत से सीज फायर के बावजूद भी अपने मिलियन ऑफ डॉलर के मिसाइल काफी देर से पिछले घंटे से इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं सिर्फ इसलिए कि बच्चों को फिजिक्स आ जाए कि जो रोशनी की रफ्तार है वो आवाज की रफ्तार से
क्या गिल्ट ट्रिप देके पढ़ा रहा है भाई उसे वो कि तुम्हारे लिए हम मिलियंस ऑफ डॉलर्स खर्च कर रहे हैं, तुम्हारे लिए, तुम्हारे फिजिक्स सीखने के लिए मिलियन ऑफ डॉलर्स खर्च हो रहे हैं और तुम नहीं पढ़ रहे. दिस इज अब सिमिलैरिटी बिटवीन पाकिस्तानी एंड इंडियंस एंड द एजुकेशन सिस्टम. गिल्ट देके तुम्हारी पढ़ाई पे हमने इतना पैसा खर्च करा और तुम साउंड और लाइट के बीच में रफ्तार का डिफरेंस नहीं बता पा रहे. गिल्ट ट्रिप नेवर वर्क्स इन एजुकेशन.
ज्यादा है
क्योंकि उसको क्या है भाई, वो टेस्ट करने चला जाएगा कल को कि भाई साउंड फास्टर होती है, लाइट फास्टर होती है, मैं खुद फट के देख लेता हूँ. ऐसी एजुकेशन दे रहे हो, मिलियंस ऑफ डॉलर बच जाएंगे शायद. Seems Pakistan won't stop. I'm not surprised.
इंदिरा गांधी खूनी, इंदिरा से नहीं डरते थे भैया हम तो बच्चे थे.
Edits भी हेंचमैन इतनी cringe होती है ना, political edits fucking hell.
Well, this is Marika. We are now at the site of a mosque. Just behind me there, you can see an administrative building. This is where they say 2 to possibly 3 missiles struck, killing 3 people, 3 men. Now, this is an area that the Indians allege is the site of a terror group that they
से हेट मैसेज भेज रहे. एक ही बात बताओ, जो भी थ्रेड्स भेज रहे, मैं आपके डीएम में ऊपर गया, पहलगाम के अटैक के टाइम आप
You know what? This is very much facts. ये I think भुवन ने फिर भी स्टोरी डाली थी कुछ. I don't remember. I think अभी भी आप होनी चाहिए. Instagram पे डाली थी कि what to do and like to stay vigilant and calm. I think भुवन ने डाली थी. कहाँ है? One new post. हाँ. Things to keep in mind right now as a responsible Indian. Stand with our armed forces in the time of crisis. We shouldn't be sleeping peacefully. Wouldn't be sleeping peacefully without their existence. So ठीक है भुवन. I ठीक है भाई. At least BB is, you know, this is the post. मेरी नंगी तस्वीरें ना दिख जाए तो मैं गलती से. तो बस I think फिर भी he is still better than Carrie ने डाला कुछ. Carrie Minati is like Happy Mother's Day live at the 10 p.m. That's it. So first of all, Carrie is just he looks like an embodiment of कि आप अपने हमारे देश के सारे गवारों को एक साथ कलेक्ट करो और एक इन्फ्लुएंसर निकलेगा उनमें से कैरी मिनाटी. आई विल नॉट टेक दैट बैक. दैट इज व्हाट ही डज. चल ठीक है. आई एम अ फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच एब्सोल्यूटिस्ट. But at the same time, this is what's wrong with our entertainment industry, by the way. अगर तुम्हें कैरी जैसे लोगों की, it's not even his fault. I won't even say that it's his fault for making this content. It's the content you love. तुम लोग देखते हो ये सब. अगर मैं कैरी की कुछ चलाऊं वीडियो,
What are you saying? अबे कैसा कसाई है? ऑर्डर लेना नहीं आता क्या? It's not Kasai. It's KSI. अरे कसाई KSI किसी किशमिश जो भी है बिरयानी भिजवा दियो. Array, banka, that's Choti. Okay, I am here to invite you to the Sidemen charity match happening on April.
Wait, yeah. So this is, I don't even know what this content is. क्या बोलूँ इस content को मुझे नहीं पता. So yeah, तुम्हारी गलती है, तुम ऐसे कंटेंट देखते हो. मैं भी देखता था पहले. आई विल नॉट, आई ऑल्सो हैव अ पास्ट. हम भी देखते थे, हमें भी अच्छा लगता था, अब नहीं लगता. आई जस्ट ग्रो अप मैन. इफ यू सबसे अच्छा कंटेंट क्रिएटर इन माय ओपिनियन योगी आदित्यनाथ है भाई.
आप लोगों के मैसेजेस क्यों नहीं आए पीस को लेके? किसी एक भी इंसान का मैसेज नहीं आया. क्यों भाई? तब पीस कहाँ गया? अंधे हो गए थे तब? इतने सालों से हमारे देश पे कितने कितने टेररिस्ट अटैक्स हुए.
Ashish is a very, he's the biggest patriot in the whole content creator space, by the way. हर बार starting से, even since he started making uh, ever since he started making content, देखता था, मैं देखता था इसकी हर स्टोरी वगैरह. ये इसका भी कुछ वो नहीं है, ये तो कुछ वेरी एजुकेटिव इंफॉर्मेटिव कंटेंट नहीं है. मेरा भी नहीं होगा, किसी का नहीं होता. जस्ट वॉट एवर यू वांट कॉल एज एंटरटेनमेंट. I just there's only one group I discriminate myself from, which is PUBG enjoyers. PUBG Free Fire वाले please stay like भाई मुझसे दूर, मुझसे दूर, बदबू आ रही है. Everyone other than that is whatever. मन में तो मेरा भी है पटाखे. Gangs of Muslim in Middlesbrough. What the fuck? I, it's like it's all of these are Pakistanis, by the way. You will not see an Indian Muslim doing this. I'm just throwing this out there. You will not see an Indian Muslim doing all this. These are probably Pakistani or Iran or wherever man from, wherever they might be coming. And that is 90% of the, or I'd say not 90, I'd say 70% of the Islamic world. This is a clear representation of the Islamic world. So yeah, there you have it. And everyone is, the one thing I really like about the sentiment of people nowadays is that they've started to realize what's wrong and what's right. That they started to move away from this stigma of political correctness कि भाई अगर काले को कुछ बोलेंगे तो अच्छा नहीं है, रेसिज्म नहीं करना चाहिए, इस्लामोफोबिक नहीं होना चाहिए, whatever. Now I think now people are proudly Islamophobic. I am not Islamophobic. I'm not scared of anyone, but people are, proudly Islamophobic. So I think that's the good thing. People are calling others out on what they're doing without the political blanket. कान में लौड़ा दे रखा होगा किसी ने इसके.
पहले सवाल का जवाब दूंगा. I will make few sentences and leave it for your imagination. First of all, as I mentioned, we have quantitative and qualitative edge to deliver a massive blow to our adversary, and we completely dominate in the maritime front. Indian Navy's action is part of the escalation ladder mechanism which we have worked out among
फिर ये चूतिया आ जाते हैं, समथिंग बिग इज गोइंग टू हैपन टुनाइट, मार्क माय वर्ड्स। अलग ही है भाई, सबको बेंचो द एंगेजमेंट चाहिए, चाहिए तो मुझे भी वैसे, बट मैं आई विल नेवर फार्म फॉर एंगेजमेंट यूजिंग फॉल्स नैरेटिव्स, ऑल्दो ही माइट बी ट्रू, बट इट्स लाइक मार्क माय वर्ड्स, जो अपने आप को क्या समझता है ज्ञानी, ज्ञानी बाबा। Also, remember this, our country is so beautifully imperfect, so beautifully imperfect because हम सब लोग बहनचोद एक चीज पे यूनाइट तो हो गए कि पाकिस्तान की मारनी है, रिटेलिएट करना है, वी शुड बी आंसरिंग इन देयर ओन लैंग्वेज। बहुत हो गया डिप्लोमेसी, बहुत हो गया ये, एंड वी बेस्ट थिंग आई saw throughout this whole Indo-Pakistan tension, as I would call it, is that no Indian citizen was begging the Western media to cover anything or to help. No one, not even we did not even ask Russia for help, the closest ally we have. We did not ask USA to keep Pakistan in check. We did not ask China to stop funding Pakistan. We only asked that stop interfering with us. ये मीडिएशन वाली बकचोदी मत करो हमारे साथ, मत बनो मीडिएटर, करने दो उन्हें, पाकिस्तान को करने दो अटैक, हम हैंडल कर लेंगे। दिस वॉज द यूनानिमस सेंटिमेंट ऑफ द इंटायर कंट्री। सबका यूनानिमस सेंटिमेंट था कि बहन चोद बस हम कर लेंगे, हम देख लेंगे खुद, आप अपने हाथ दूर रखो। दैट वॉज द बेस्ट थिंग दैट केम आउट ऑफ दिस टेंशन, बाय द वे, दैट वी आर आत्मनिर्भर, वी आर वेरी मच आत्मनिर्भर, हमें डिपेंडेंसी की जरूरत नहीं है। एंड पैनिक ही नहीं था अपने देश में, सिटीजन्स के अंदर ना टेंशन के टाइम पे, वॉर वूर के टाइम पे पैनिक बहुत आ जाता है, तो डर जाते लोग कि भाई कैसे, हमारे देश में भी था, people wanted peace, people were anxious, but everyone knew that we have the upper hand, we will always have the upper hand, we have always had the upper hand, and if there's only one way it's gonna end, it's ever gonna end, every single time anything happens, there's only one outcome, that is us coming on top, and every single one in India, regardless if it's Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Jain, whoever, everyone knew कि हाँ भाई हमारे पास upper hand है, at the end of the day last laugh is ours, it will always be ours, victory will always be ours. And on that note I think stream हो गई मेरी खत्म, इससे ज़्यादा नहीं करना चाहता मैं। Well, Jai Hind and good night to everyone.